everybody, Wingabo. Happy Monday. Looks like somebody's got a case of the morners. What's up? If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I did a hair bonnet this morning. Like you attach it to your hair dryer and it like puffs up and it fills with heat. And these are the results. I shouldn't have worn something so dark today. Here, I'll take it out. I'm like really pleased with the results. Like probably I'm gonna do it like all the time now. I like the diffuser too. I tried this weekend. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, I don't remember where it goes, but yeah, people were probably like, "Why are you spending all this money?" And I was kind of like, "Yeah, like there are a lot of expectations of women, unmarried, childless women in their 30s to like look better every day. I don't know why, but a lot of it is for work, and people are like, "Oh, you're not working in an office. What's going on?" And I'm like, okay, so and this is crazy, but like a few years ago, I expressed interest to a friend in like being in the media someday. They were like, Rachel, I'll help you. I was like, awesome. Because no one like it's really hard to know how to become famous or like everyone like or how to be on TV or something. And a lot of people like really want to be famous, and it's just like a natural part of being human. Like my friend was explaining to me that like everybody like he's like you're kind of the exception. I kind of feel like you're like fame neutral, you know, like um I do I want to be a role model, and I want like I think it's a mitzvah to entertain people. I think I have like a lot of natural ability to entertain. I think people always like looked at me. I don't know if it's the schnoz, but people, when I was a kid, I was always making jokes, and other times in my life, I've just been a natural entertainer. Um, I've only played guitar like once or twice for people, and people were like, Rachel, you have to do this for a living. Like, it was like fantastic. I don't know if they say that to everybody, but like, people were like crying, and they're just like, you have to do it. so, you know, um, I had something with my back that's 100% healed, but I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do gardening full time anymore. And I didn't want to be a writer, the whole story right out of college, because I was like, that's kind of like an astronaut job. Like, I don't know if I'll ever get to really be a writer. And then, like, now that it's like my only option, it's like also probably my best natural ability. So, like, hopefully that takes off. They said a lot of it has to do with your 35th birthday, actually. Um, like in like in order to become famous or write for the New York Times or write for Horticulture Magazine or be on TV, besides like a virtual studio audience, like there are some things you can do, but like basically you have to be 35. That's why there aren't like a lot of young people on TV. Like the youngest person on TV is like Jenna Bush Hager. In order to do it before your 35th birthday, he said, you have to have $10 million in your bank account. I don't have that. Okay, like I had bat mitzvah money, but like, like $2,000-3,000 maybe. Um, so I've never had $10 million in my bank account. So it's also extremely important to be a very good person. It helps if you've never been a vindictive narcissist like me. So he's like, if you've never been a vindictive narcissist, you have a really good chance of becoming famous one day, because the media likes a lot of positive role models. Um, but when it comes to the hair bonnet and stuff, they said one like probably one of the biggest misconceptions about the media, right, is that they have wardrobe people. They don't have wardrobe people. You have to wear what you wore before your 35th birthday. So he calls it's like adding to your algorithm. Like you have to like So, like, for instance, and like, I know I've fallen for like a friendship scam before. So, when he first started telling me this, I was like, this is another friendship scam. And then he kept pointing things out, though. He's like, Kelly Ripa wears the same outfits from time to time. And I've seen that. Her favorite outfit that, like, I like is this, like, pink sweatsuit, which she wore last week. It's the fourth time I've seen her wear it. Did you see all my fingers? Fourth time. Fourth time I've seen her wear it. Um, and I feel like it's very like 9 to 10 a.m. to wear like a sweatsuit on like a talk show. And then it's like, yeah, she's never like really like in style, you know? It's like things that she wore beforehand. Like she doesn't wear anything like futuristic. She doesn't really have like the puff sleeves, right? Like that were so cool this summer. Like she, and like no trends start from like Wendy Williams wearing something because like she wore it beforehand too. Like, or it's like from another decade kind of. Um, Ryan Seacrest, he pointed out, has never worn the same thing twice so far on Live with Kelly and Ryan. So he owned a lot of clothes beforehand, or he knew about this, and he was like extremely prepared. Um, so a lot of it has to do with makeup too. So my friend was like helping me pick stuff out. I mean, like honestly, if you know me, you know I'm like a one outfit girl. Like, yeah, I like fashion, but I can have like 5 outfits, like for Monday through Friday, basically, or like like 6.5 kind of for the week before I do laundry. And for me, like I like to buy things that I just like, oh, like I love, and I'm satisfied. Like I don't need any more clothes. Like I don't care. I do like fashion, but that's considered fashionable to me. I'm like, yeah, like you don't really need a lot of clothes to feel fashionable, or to just like fashion, not even to be in style, but just to like clothes. Um, so right, and I always talk about how I wore the same outfit in New York like every single day. Like I had black skinny jeans or black leggings or black tights on bottom. So I always look the same in New York City. I had the same like lace up boots basically all the time. In the summer, I mean, I had like flats and moccasins, but like um only like a few pairs of shoes. All flats basically. Yeah, like all flats. I had like one winter coat. I might have had two winter coats for a while. I had like my mom's Olympic coat, blue Olympic coat, and then I had like a brown pea coat. Um, but basically, what I did on top was I wore two out of three primary colors. The primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. So I'd wear like the blue coat with like black on bottom, or brown. I considered a neutral, so I'd wear it with like a red sweater and like yellow earrings. Um, yeah, like I had like this blue short sleeve sweater that was like a penny kind of. That I wore with like yellow earrings. I had like blue shorts that I'd wear over my leggings or tights. Um, yeah, like I was really a one outfit girl. Like the black on the bottom, neutrals, like white, black, brown, or gray, with two primary colors. That was it, and I'd still be happy wearing that. Like, I think that that's kind of like my thing. Like, and they were like, "Look, you can't." Apparently, there are close to 800 million roles you can play in the media, and up until like 2.5, 3 years ago, I could play like 37 of them. um, like I could have never. I mean, like we're thinking pretty far ahead in a career here that may or may not happen, but like I could have never hosted a talk show or anything wearing like uh black tights, blue J Crew shorts, and like a red sweater with yellow earrings. Like there are like certain like guidelines to like what you have to wear. Um, so he was telling me this morning that this is kind of like a Blues Clues. Like you could be on Blues Clues with this sweater, sweatshirt, fleece, flannel, fleece, this fleece. Um, what was the hat? I can't remember. Probably something that has to do with New York. People are probably like crossing guard. You could be a crossing guard. You know how many crossing guard clothes? Maybe so. Um, so like if you buy a hair bonnet for $6.99, you could be in a movie. And the thing is that movies, he was telling me, are all CG. They're all computer graphics. Like for decades, they've been holding back technology. Like I don't know if that sounds like weird or like paranoid or like that's what he told me. I'm a really good friend. We've been friends forever. So he was telling me that movies, TV, radio, everything has just been like from a computer. So what they do is they take your algorithm, like things you've done manually, and then they project it into the future for like what you could do in real time live or like in a movie or something. So for instance, the example I've heard like 3 times, and they do this for like New York Times writing too. Like I wrote them sample articles. I mean, they're obviously they could take them, they can kind of do whatever they want. They're probably not going to publish them if they publish anything I've ever written or would write in the future that I just send them. Like if I send them in like a comedic beauty article, they're like, okay, so like based on that and like everything she's written for thought catalog, or I don't know if they have like college essays, high school essays, like things like your whole writing record. They could just do thought catalog and be like, based on this comedic beauty article that you wrote for the New York Times, and they plug in something else into their computer. Like everyone's heard of HR bots. That New York Times ran an article about it, about how like your resume is read by a human resources bot, and they look for like keywords, and they look for formatting, and they look for like dates, and like they decide if it gets sent to somebody. Which is weird because like you could really like beat that algorithm or you could flunk it. Like my friend was reading one of my cover letters a while ago, and he was like, "You forgot to put dear, like let's say New York Times, you forgot to put human resources. Like the bot isn't gonna read it if you don't write HR or human resources at the end. They're gonna throw it out." I was like, "This is a really good cover letter. Like what? Like they're not gonna read it. You have to write HR." So or you could have like a really bad cover letter, but it has like HR in it, and like maybe you just went to the college of the manager or something, and you put that in the cover letter, and they're like, or the resume, of course, and then they'll just pass it along. You never know, like because it's not being read by a real person probably anymore. This is like a very small organization or like a startup kind of or something. Whee! Very cool, right? But yeah, so because I've worn a hair bonnet now, in a future, for the rest of my career, if I ever get to be in TV or something, they could CG me. They could make computer graphics of me like having worn a hair bonnet that morning. So you have to do it in real life for $6.99. Now, like they could CG it. Basically, what CG is like if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings. Sorry, I'll play the link in a little bit. If you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, you know how they make like all the monsters? Like that's not a dude in a costume. Like they use computers to like make realistic monsters. And then they also do it with Elijah Wood. Like Elijah Wood doesn't have to go, he doesn't have to act. Because people are probably like, why are you trying to do TV if you're so low energy? And it's like, I don't have to do anything. Like it's just so funny because when I did the virtual audiences, I was like, oh, they're just gonna CG it. So I was like, yeah, whatever. And I just signed up, and they were like, wake up at 7 a.m. like or 5 a.m. and like do your hair and makeup and like report to your computer and like take the footage. And I was like, what? And, like, isn't it all CG now? So I've actually been like on TV, just like me at my computer, and I was like, this is kind of a lot of pressure. And it was fine. A lot of people do CG on their Twitch account actually, or like an algorithm, like based on the way that they play video games. They can even improve it and be like, if you practiced for like 1,000 hours, and they'll like put that in your algorithm. And then so like a lot of this is actually me. Like I'm actually at my computer, like just standing here talking live to like anybody who wants to tune in. So that would be good for my algorithm if I want to do the news, which isn't live, but they're like based on how comfortable she is actually being live. I might be like a very comfortable news anchor. I have the clothes to be a news anchor. Actually, like they keep telling me